I'm Matthew Kaminski. I'm the executive editor of Politico and really delighted to have you all here. I want to begin by introducing Jean-Charles Bocquet, who is the president, Director General of the ECPA, to make some opening remarks.
Thanks. Good afternoon, everybody. We understand and we respect the consumer choice. There is no one model of agriculture, and most of our members are delivering solutions for organic and, of course, also for traditional farming. What we want to be sure is that thanks to the tools we provide to the farmers remain, of course, competitive. Unfortunately, more and more political decision-driven and less science-driven, and we want farmers, agri-food chain, and policymakers to go back on science.
We are quite proud about the quality and type of food which is produced in Europe, and that makes us the most successful exporter of the food in the world.
We have to remain vigilant that this tradition and this expertise and these excellent products wouldn't become a museum.
It is rather not about the food as such, but about the way how to get it produced. We want to improve and to boost the innovation.
We are not in a situation where we just order stakeholders to come up with innovative solutions. You have to create the framework and the environment for that. And I think that's where we, let's say, fell short in the EU.
There's a tradition of innovation within farming, and the reality is that the public as well as the private finance are more concentrated upstream of farming rather than supporting innovation by farmers themselves.
The farmers are 2% of the economy, covering the needs of 100% of food of the society. The type of standards we have, be it environmental or social, are much higher. Now, how do you address this issue? I've seen a nice slogan appearing recently, public money for public goods. It's not as simple as that. You cannot pit the private goods against the public goods. They have to work in a complementary way.
The general public do have this rather romantic notion of what farmers are meant to be like: pitchfork, welly boots, dungarees, hat. And they're surprised, they're amazed by the technology that we use.
Really, in the European Union, we are the Silicon Valley of agriculture. For example, the use of big data, Internet of Things, that new devices can communicate to each other, will have a tremendous effect to indeed, on precision farming, to lower the ecological footprint and to produce food with a better quality and to produce more.
But the perception of our activity is that we are a polluting, even dangerous activity, out of control, when everybody knows here that we are very much regulated. The mistrust and the gap of perception is quite massive.
We do a lot of school visits, and the level of knowledge now is certainly better than it was 10 years ago.
We have decided to be more open, to be more transparent, and it's a little bit frustrating to see that the progress we are making is a kind of untold story.
I wouldn't like the impression given that a farmer, the first thing they would say, oh, I must use some chemicals. I mean, I think it's the last thing they say because chemicals are costly. So I think the issue of land management, of rotation, of margins, of all of those things are really, really important. IPM is about the range of options that are there.
It's a multitude of solutions. There's not one solution, two solutions, three. It's a multitude. And when you talk about IPM, for me, it's just about intelligent farming rather than anything else. For me, it's pretty obvious stuff.
Things have changed radically. The next 25 years, innovation will drive, beyond what we can visualize now. And I think we need to be very open to that and look for real opportunities at a farm level right through to high industry level to innovate, communicate, and keep the public engaged.